He pushed the throttle forward while thrusting the right rudder pedal down into the floor to keep his plane from turning to the left. His first ever combat sortie was to escort ground attack 109s to an enemy convoy. He looked up at the formation of 109s with the bombs on their belly. The sight of the bombs made him anxious. This is the real thing, he realized. This is war. Julian Peters has yet to feel comfortable in the Messerschmitt Bf-109. Although very small in comparison to the Focke-Wulf FW-200 he used to fly while working for Lufthansa, the 109 was still a mighty beast in its own right. Far from Southeast Asia, where he used to fly to, Julian now finds himself over the Eastern Front flying with Jagdgeschwader 51. He has trained many pilots who have seen action in Poland, Norway, the Low Countries, France, and most recently the Battle of Britain. But now, it was his turn. As they reached the target, the 109s below them went into a shallow dive. They released their bombs in complete synchronization before pulling up and turning to the right. It almost looked like an elegant ballet in the sky. Only one of them got slightly damaged by an anti-aircraft gun. And just like that, they were away and the enemy convoy was left in ruins. Julian and the rest of the escort didn't have to fire a single bullet and all of them returned home safely. As he touched down, he realized they won't be so lucky in the future. As the new day arrived, Julian received his orders for the day. They were to escort a big flight of Heinkel HE111 bombers. As he flew past the bombers, he realized how big they were. Why would anyone want to stand in the path of this? He thought to himself. Today's flight was a lengthy one. The bomber's objective was a storage facility right next to a town to the north. After a long while, they were above the objective. The Heinkels were flying in perfect formation when they opened their bomb bay doors. They released their bombs together and the sky was filled with death. Julian watched the bombs explode from up high and was amazed at the destruction they caused. He was excited, but petrified at the same time. On their way back, they spotted a few enemy MiG-3s heading straight for the bombers. Julian rolled his plane around and started chasing one of the Russian fighters. He could hear his heart beating louder than the roar of the plane's engine. This was it. He squeezed the trigger for a short burst. A few rounds hit the plane in front of him. The next time he squeezed the trigger, it was over for the MiG. A high explosive round hit it in the engine and a burst of flame came from it. Julian looked over his shoulder. He was relieved to see the pilot hanging in a parachute above the falling airplane. As he was heading back to the flight of bombers, he saw another MiG. He caught up with it. Julian has never felt this amount of adrenaline ever before. Keeping the plane in his sight, he tried shooting at it. He was so exhausted already that he found it very difficult to land any shots. But at last, he took the aileron off the Russian plane and sent it into a spin. Again, relieved at the sight of a parachute. He wasn't ready yet to take someone's life. It was only when they returned back to base that he reminded himself why he joined the Luftwaffe. He did it to avenge his brother, who died fighting in this war.